Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be taking you through how I spend my Sunday nights to prepare for a week of homeschool. I have one child in homeschool. She's starting kindergarten this year and we've been homeschooling for a couple weeks now. So I just kind of wanted to bring you through how I go through preparing for the week. It's so important for me to be mentally prepared as well as physically prepared because I want the house to be clean and functional for what I need to do. I'm just the type of person that if I see a lot to do around the house, it makes it very difficult for me. He's pulling on my braid. But it makes it very difficult for me to focus on the task at hand. And right now where we're at, just to, I guess, explain this part of it to you, my daughter is the type of child that needs a lot of one-to-one hands-on instruction. So I'm not able to just, say, okay, now do this task while I go unload the dishwasher or something. I kind of have to be there with her, guiding her, because that's just the way that she learns. So it's just been a big adjustment going from maybe spending 30 minutes a day or a total of 2 hours a week, or maybe more than that, but just for comparison's sake, about 2 hours a week versus almost more 2 hours a day. It's been a bigger adjustment than I expected it to be. So this is just kind of what I do to reset my house and prepare myself for the week to come. So right now it is 7:45. We've got back from church, we ate our dinner, and then I have been actually sitting up with my other son trying to get him to sleep, and he's been having a rough time sleeping recently, so I actually got him to sleep, and then I tried to transfer him to his crib and he woke up, and so now my husband is up sitting with him and our daughter as well, and I'm gonna take this time to prepare the house. So all right, enough procrastination, I need to get to it. So obviously every week is gonna look a little bit different. This week I happen to have some laundry that needs to be done. I started laundry earlier in the day. This is my second load of laundry today. And I was able to start this load right before we left for worship, evening worship tonight. And so now it just needs to all be either hung up or put in the dryer. All right, I've got the dryer going, so don't mind that in the background, but this is what we're starting with. I just wanted to show you. Kitchen is not super bad. We did do some work on the kitchen, but I do still have some dishes to take care of. And then the table needs to be cleared off because this is where we do a lot of our schooling. I don't actually touch that stuff. That's my husband's. It's not super duper bad in here. It looks like Rosie didn't finish her dinner, so I need to clean that up. Is it stuck? Oh, there. Jeez. Oh no. I'm just looking out the window and realizing that our cloth diapers out here fell down while they were drying. So I'm gonna have to rewash those. So that's wonderful. anyways, I don't do a ton in here. There's some laundry I need to fold, and then I probably need to take this stuff back to the playroom. There's just like a few things I need to put away, just a couple little tidying bits. We don't do much in here, but I'd like it to be clean. I go hard on the high chair, clean it out, as well as, you know, all the floor. I'm going to vacuum and mop. I'm gonna clean this bathroom right here. And then my husband already, for the most part, tidied up the playroom. So I mean, there's still kind of a mess, but I'm not gonna mess with it. You have to kind of pick and choose what you're gonna do, because yeah, I mean, we're starting at 8. It's gonna take me until probably like, I don't know, 9:30 to do everything I wanna do. If I move, you know, if I don't take any breaks and I move at a pretty brisk pace. So I've just hand washed all of the big things, I think. Yeah, all the big things that really needed to be hand washed. So now I'm gonna clean my sink. See, this one is really gross. This is the one where we put our smaller hand wash items. And so I'm gonna clean the sink itself so that when I put my stuff in, my stuff is getting clean in a clean sink. I am the type of person, I'm very particular about how I do things. And I don't know if you will find this like helpful, and you'll be like, oh wow, like that's really helpful, because now I know a really good way to like keep my, you know, like do my cleaning stuff. Or if you'll be like, you're a psycho, I'm not doing that. But I'm gonna give you some of my, if you lived in my house, this is what you would do when it comes to doing the dishes and the sinks and stuff. So, yeah, I pour our little Dawn dish soap, that's what I clean it with. And then we have our dirty brush. So the brush that I get to like get the food loose off of like pots and pans and stuff when I'm like cleaning them. So I get debris off with my dirty brush, and then I clean with my clean brush. And my clean brush comes with a little holder, so it always stays clean. And my dirty brush gets thrown around the sink and whatnot. I clean with my dirty brush because that helps to get my dirty brush actually a little bit cleaner. It's like they're cleaning each other as I go. Does that make sense? Like my brush, this cleans my brush and my sink. And neither one of them obviously are probably perfectly clean, but they're, you know, both gonna be very clean, fairly clean. But the way I wash my dishes, it's like, it's okay, at least in my opinion. It's okay that, you know, if my sink is not getting cleaned with my clean brush. But I can't clean my dirty, nasty sink with my clean brush, because then my clean brush is no longer clean. I don't know if that makes sense to your brain, but it makes sense to my brain. So I just, yeah, pour Dawn dish soap in there, scrub a dub with my dirty brush, and then rinse. And sometimes I scrub and rinse at the same time. Like after I get all the suds pushed around, I use my brush to help rinse to get it really clean. And right now I'm just cleaning this one side of the sink. I guess actually no, I probably need to clean both. Anyways, so yeah, first get my sink all clean. And I'll go ahead and clean this other side of my sink as well. And then at the very top of my sink, I actually clean at the very end when I'm done Okay, let me just explain. So what I'm about to do is get my smaller hand wash items like wooden spoons and knives and the tops of her little, you know, character juice bottle things, and whatever else we choose to hand wash. And that stuff, I'm going to use my dirty brush. I'm going to, under hot water, rub all of the debris off. I try to kind of rinse them as we use them, but my husband's not very good about it. And sometimes just like in sitting there for a couple days, you know, other dirty dishes get put on top of them, or, you know, whatever happens, and then they just kind of need an extra little scrub. So that's what I do. I, you know, scrub this under hot water, not soapy, just hot water, and then I put it into the sink, which you'll see me do in a minute. And then I also move this over to help fill up that sink for like the few seconds while I'm grabbing the next thing. And then I scrub, and then you'll see me do it in a minute. Anyway, and then I let all of that sit in hot soapy water until the water cools down enough that I can stick my hand in it. So it's usually warm to room temperature when I finally get around to doing my smaller hand washing dishes. And then when I take them off, I take them out of the water, I run them under the water again, warm to hot water, and then I use a towel to kind of give them a quick little wipe, drying them. So then when I'm done with all of that, I use that towel that I use to kind of dry everything. Remember, everything's kind of clean at this point because I'm getting everything down to like its bare form, like there's no food particles on it. So it's not sitting in hot soapy water that's like full of food particles. That's disgusting to me. So I get all the food particles off, and then I put it in hot soapy water. It all soaks in there, which helps to get it clean, and then rinsing it off gets any like soap residue or anything like that off, and drying it, and it also kind of like, yeah, like agitates any of that, gets all the rest of that bacteria off of there. So that is my process. And I take that little towel and I wipe around the top of the sink and the faucet and whatever. So that's when I clean the top of the sink. I don't know if I'm like over explaining this, but I'm just explaining this to you as if like you lived in my house and it was your job to do dishes. This is what I would tell you to do. Okay, so I'm about to start my small hand wash items now that the sink is clean. I have my little stopper in there to help fill up the sink, and I'm gonna get some hot water going with some soap. And then I'm gonna start that process. So just take the item, scrub with my relatively clean now scrub brush. It had a bunch of gunk in it before, but like I said, when I clean the sink, it also cleans the brush, get all the residue off, and then I put it in this sink, and you'll notice I almost like instinctually push that over. So I fill up the sink as I go, which usually gets me about the right amount of water in there to cover what I'm doing, because if I have more dishes, I need more water. If I have less dishes, I need less water. So it actually usually is a pretty good measurement for me. If my thing was sucking water. Just while we're on the topic of the sink, another thing that my husband and I like to do is we buy lemons often to make our own lemonade, and then I use the lemon like rinds. After I squeeze the juice out, I soak those in vinegar in little quart-sized mason jars, and then we use that as an all-purpose cleaner in our kitchen. But sometimes we will take, you know, one or two of those lemons that don't fit in there, and we will push them down the garbage disposal. And the reason we do that is because as we run the garbage disposal, it actually helps to kind of clean it. Lemons are really great to clean things because they are they have surfactant qualities. So we put them in our garbage disposal, and then we don't like run it all at once to like squish the lemon all in there. We just having the lemon in there actually means our garbage disposal gets kind of backed up pretty often. where the water like flows into the sink. And so then we naturally have to run the garbage disposal more frequently. And so will you just run it for a few seconds until the water runs down? And every single time we do, you get a nice little like puff of a lemon scent coming out of your garbage disposal. It's almost like it's like a self cleaner and a little air freshener. Like it's quite nice. That's another little thing that we like to do. The reason we hand wash wooden spoons and knives, for one, it helps the knives to not get dull as quickly. And then for the wooden spoons, I just feel like, I don't know, I definitely have heard somewhere that wooden things should be hand washed. I mean, I know that's like pretty typical, is that wooden things get hand washed. All right, so now that's done and I have a clear counter. So we're gonna wipe down all of my counters and then I think I'll move on to the dining room table, get that tidied up. But actually I'm gonna run outside and grab my cloth diapers really quick and bring those in and throw them back in the laundry, unfortunately. But yeah, just an update. It's 8:30 and I've just finished the dishes. So yeah, I will probably be doing this till at least 9:30, possibly 10. I got a sleepy guy back here. He keeps kind of going in and out. And typically I would use my own all-purpose spray when I'm cleaning, but we actually dropped the bottle and broke it recently, and I need to buy another one. So I'm using my Method all-purpose cleaner for now, which I just always have on standby. Okay, it's now time to vacuum and mop. I don't do the same exact things every week. If you are a compulsive cleaner like me, you know that like sometimes you see things and you're like, I have to clean that today. I have to wash that right now. I have to wipe that off right now. And so sometimes you get carried away doing things. I just wiped down the high chair, as you might have seen. Honestly, I don't know if you could see it. I don't know if the fridge was blocking your view. But I wiped down that high chair over there. I forgot to do the tray of this one. We do those pretty often throughout the week, but normally I would do like a full wipe down of that whole high chair, like the front, the back, the legs, and then even the tray. Sometimes I wash with dish soap in the sink. Same with this little portable one here. But I did both of those last week, and I even like took the cover off of the portable one and washed it and then like laid it flat to air dry. So I did both of those last week. And one thing I didn't do last week was mop. So I'm like, I kind of pick and choose some. Like if I do the high chairs that, you know, might take longer, might take more energy, and I don't mop, and vice versa. So I kind of try to like trade off so that everything gets done. Yes, so that everything gets done often enough without me losing my mind. So do you want to take him at all, or?
Yeah, great.
I mean, since I'm about to like vacuum and stuff, it'd make my life easier. I forgot to mention, I finished cleaning up the kitchen dining room area right around 9 o'clock. So all that together took me about an hour. Remember, I still have to wipe off and finish cleaning the hand wash stuff that's in the sink. So we're not totally done in there, but about 9 o'clock. So I've just vacuumed in the playroom, and now I'm cleaning up the toys that were on rotation this week, and I'm gonna switch them out. So I have my pizza, the cars for the boys, the little people, and the little people car for Rosie, the colorful caterpillar for the boys. So I'll probably go get the ice cream pretend play for Rosie. And oh yeah, and I had the Barnes for her, which she didn't play with at all. I think she's outgrown that toy, so that's good to know. She did love the little people though, which she hasn't played with in the past. So I don't know, I'll see what else I get. So this is our, you can't even see me. This is our guest bedroom. I'm just showing you the closet. This is where we keep a lot of the kids' toys that we tend to rotate. Where should I put you? Put you right there. Don't fall. So we're in the guest bedroom in the closet. That's where I put these things away. Right now the guest bedroom we do use as a guest bedroom. We eventually want to use it as my daughter's room. It'll be the girls' room when we have, right now just my daughter, but when we have more girls, it'll be the girls' room. Let me pull some toys out of here so that I see what kind of room I'm working with. So I hate to get things that my son can put in his mouth, but she doesn't have a lot of toys that's avoidable. So I'm gonna get these princess dress up things. She has an Ariel one and a Belle one, and I think I'm actually just gonna get one at a time because I hate sorting them when they get all mixed up. So we'll get that one, and then yeah, but I was saying this room is kind of a mess right now because my husband uses it as his studio, and so he, you know, cleans it intermittently. Pretend food has been one of her favorites for a long time. So we just had the ice cream. Now we're gonna get we just had the pizza. Now we're gonna get the ice cream. I kind of always have a pretend food element out because of how much she tends to enjoy those. I think I'm gonna get play vacuum for my sons as well as my daughter, though my son will probably also play with this. And then we have some Lego Duplo in here. Okay, so that's like kind of 3-4 toys for her. Let me get one more thing that I think we'll both play with, which is our Moana stuff. We have this drum and then this drum thing from the movie, and then these Kakamora things. And then I'll get one more thing that's just for the boys, or actually I'm gonna get 2 things. No, I'll just get one. We're gonna get these eggs. It's like sorted by color and everything, and they squeak when you. Cannot wait to get better storage in this closet, just like reconfigure it, because right now it is so not working. It's like the one shelf on top, and then we have the wire shelf in the middle, and then a small, like very not very deep, very shallow bookcase. And it's, I mean, we have a lot of just like dead space in here, honestly. Oh my gosh, this is not gonna work. Ugh. Okay. So I'd love to like reconfigure this at some point, but honestly I have much bigger plans for this closet than reconfiguring it for toy storage. So, but that won't come for a while. And I also do have this I don't know if you can see this. So when I mop my hardwood floors, I use the Joy Mop. I use a little bit of Pine Sol and some warm water in a mason jar, and then I just dump that right onto the floor. I don't have water in my mop bucket. I use my mop bucket to dry my mop. Okay, the water's on the floor. I use the mop to mop it up, and then I use the bucket thing to dry my mop. I don't really understand why people mop any other way, but I know that the way I do it is not common, but I don't really know why. So anyway, that's how I do it. And then when I go to my tile floors, instead of Pine Sol, I use Dawn dish soap and some peppermint extract to make it smell really good. My husband went ahead and did the hand washing dishes for me, thank goodness, and now he's making me a snack. It's now 10 o'clock on the dot. I'm done cleaning. I just need to go through my curriculum and see what I need to prepare for the week. I already have her writing practice set up, so we practice writing her name in all caps, the correct uppercase, lowercase format, and then with dotted lines, and then she's on the letter E this week. Let's see. Oh, that's funny. In her math curriculum, Rosie's Rabbit, it says. That's funny, because my daughter's name is Rosie. Oh, like the whole lesson, the character is Rosie. Okay. So that'll be what? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So these are the last two for the week. We just do 4 maths per week. It looks like the only materials we need are the materials that come in our little math kit that came with the curriculum, so that's good. Reading is usually the one where we end up needing materials. Well, really science, but sometimes reading. Okay, so items needed, 9 index cards. For what? I can do that. I might have to do post-it notes. Right, so we need at, in, a, I, and on. Okay. And then I don't need anything for Tuesday. For Wednesday, we need a craft knife. Insert the prepared letter strip. What the heck are you talking about? Where you cut out the letter strips. So I'll need to cut this, but I don't have my scissors. Okay, what does she need then? Oh. With the craft knife. I don't know what that means. I need to cut some stuff for Tuesday. Wednesday, she needs a leaf. Okay, and then Thursday, a rock. Okay. So good thing I was able to make those cards. That's helpful. All right. Thank you so much for coming along with me while I prepare for homeschool for the week. I just finished going through my curriculums. Now I know everything that I need for the week. I just need to do some cutting and then gather a leaf and a knife. I mean, a leaf and a rock. And so now I can kind of quickly and easily do that tomorrow, kind of when there's breaks here and there during her schooling. So it's just really important for me to like have my mind like ready to do those things, so I'm not like frantically searching through while I'm trying to teach her, because she really needs me to keep things moving at a quick pace for her to stay engaged. So I like to just go through it all before. I didn't go through science, and there's materials that I need for art and whatever, so I will have to find pockets of time throughout the week to do those things, but those things are kind of like electives and can be done really at any time. Like, since I do reading and math 4 times a week, I need to be on top of those things. But like, if I don't have my art stuff ready for tomorrow, then I can just do it Tuesday. If it's not ready by Tuesday, I can do it Wednesday. And if I really need to, I can do it Friday or Saturday. That's kind of the beauty of homeschooling. So anyways, but yes, so I'm gonna actually jump in the shower and go to bed, because I think it's getting close to, it's probably about 10:15 right now. By the time I'm done with everything, it'll be closer to like 10:30, maybe 11, because I also need to feed my baby. So, and then I will go to bed and then wake up bright and early. We have a big packed day tomorrow, so we'll have to do homeschool first thing in the morning from about like 8 until 10. And then we are watching our friend's little girl for a large chunk of the day. She had a member of her family pass away, and they have the funeral tomorrow, so we are helping them out by watching one of their kids during that. Oh, one last thing I guess I should say is I do the handwriting. I just make the little sheets myself. I may invest in some eventually, but for now it's fine. And while she's filling out, I make the one for the next day. So I have the one for Monday already made up. Anyway, that is how I prepare mentally, preparing my mind, and then how I prepare physically by preparing my space and my materials for homeschool for the week. So I hope this kind of gives you a clue if you are looking to homeschool, or you are homeschooling and you feel like you aren't staying on top of things. This is what I do. You may or may not feel like this works for you, but this is what works for us. And yeah, if you are also up until 11 o'clock on Sunday nights preparing for the week ahead, just know that you're not alone. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.